What we have here is my first test of the screen gauged brass. And because I'm using different materials, methods, and applications, I didn't want to go too crazy. But, very interesting, on my very first test, look at the difference. And this, while the scorch pattern is obviously too severe and not at all in even a close approximation of the shapes, this is my first attempt. And we know we'll get exponentially better with that as we move on, but this is the master backplate for the Part 1 DESA Ultimate Edition, and this is the screen brass 0.02 with an initial test application, unbent, but you can see how much lighter it is. So we're going to see what we can do with this. See you in a minute. Alright, well, I didn't want to spend forever on it. And as you can see, I've already gained a little bit more control over the scorching and manipulating it, so I know what to watch out for next time. But frankly, in terms of a workable backplate that is pretty damn authentic, I'm happy. It has the same, look, we're going for the same hues, the same color values, the same reflection and refraction of light, excuse me, you know how excited I get. And with, a little bit of practice, I will be able to get these scorch marks down just to where I want them. But there you go, the authentic scorch application on the authentic screen brass, getting ready to do a hero test backplate. Old, new. Why is this upside down? Let's try that. Well, we'll figure it out in editing. Okay, so now that we've got our primary pieces pretty much set in stone, and we're starting to work on the backplate, which I love how it just picks up all the right light. And again, this is just my first test piece. I could go in here and get nuts, and I could add more scorching up on the corner, but the pinky's going to come down here and arc this off anyway, so it'll be mostly covered. We'll get the stuff on. This is going to look badass. So I'm going to just keep it. I'm not going to worry about it. This is passable. It's a close approximation of the scorch pattern. I will only get better, and they're all going to have their own unique, individual differentials, but man, I got what I wanted. I got the exact reflection, the exact refraction. You can't beat the authentic method on the authentic materials. That's the bottom line. That's how I did this, and that's why I'm so stoked, because that was the commitment that I wanted to do. I wanted this thing to be totally legitimate and worthy of screen accurate status. For me, the obsessive compulsive disorder poster boy. So, that said, let's get more OCD. You're not going to see these, I'm going to start telling you a little bit about what's going on here, but not too much. Obviously you're looking at my Part 1 that I spent 5 weeks on building up, that I'm totally happy with for the first time in my life ever. And, that's done. And we are doing child gloves now. But, obviously, this is not the end, right? I mean, obviously, I have a lot of work to do. I've got to do leather work, and I've got to get the blades brazed on, not soldered. And, obviously, you guys saw my grand experiment. Colors are still holding up on the braze. If I got that on camera, it'll be amazing. I'm not using the focal finder here. So, to that, I say the following. You're not going to see the next step for a little while. I gave you guys, as much as I could. I'm going to throw on some tease work. I'm probably going to tease up some color stuff. I mean, I'm just racking up the video, guys. I just want to document as much as I can to have as much to show in the end. But I had to make a backplate, and I had to have it tempered and done accordingly. So here you go, man. I mean, this is pretty much it. If you want to know how it's going to look, that's how it's going to look. The pattern I'll work with a little bit more, but even were I to finish this for one of the clients, even myself, this is going to be mine. Totally acceptable. Looks like the screen glove. So, we didn't force it, we didn't do anything weird, now we're going to brand it. And this is something else I talked about. On the back ends of all of these, I talked about this previous in another area of video. You can just see it. Every single one in all my gloves will be marked. This one says Proto, and it has a date. Oh, excuse me, 02/20/2014. I can't make that out. It could be 12, it could be 20. Okay, well, we'll take a look at the other fingers. Who knows? It's been a while. But you can see they're all initialed. Ring, middle, and index. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to do the same to all these fingers. I'm going to do Proto, the date, etc. And for this, for the back plate, I'm going to do my signature brand of the entire title on the back, which of course is going to be bolted to the glove, but it's there for posterity. All my gloves will be branded by number, by date, what, you know, generation it is, all that stuff, because these things inexorably find their way to eBay. You guys want to know what you're getting? This is what you get. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so as I said, I've gone ahead and branded it. And you can go ahead and check this out. I tend to always get a little overzealous with my signature, so that happens, so take that into account. But it's neither here nor there. And this is also my first full brand, so anybody who's getting my gloves and you're worried about this little corner showing up when we see the under arc in any scenes or anything like that that you may shoot on your own of your babies in full geek mode, I'll make sure this is about an inch from the border. But this is my prototype. This is for me. It's not going to anybody, so I'm just going to keep it as is. But here we go. Part 1 hero. This is all done with my Dremel, and it's not supposed to be, you know, perfect or anything like that. I just wanted to give you guys a good brand, and you'll know what you have. So, to that, Part 1 hero, 03/05/2014 DESA 2.0 Ultimate Edition, and there's my full signature. And my signature, the full signature will only go on the back plate. Everything else will have my TC initials. So let's get this thing bent and see if we can match it up to my master Part 1 back plate and start doing some actual flex mobility tests of this bad boy.